Hello, and welcome to our Donosky and Associates mini video series, Mission Modules. In 10 minutes or less, we'll give you some tips on how to broaden your nonprofit's capacity and strengthen your mission. I'm Sharon Donosky, and today our mission module is The Power of Zoom. The past 15 months have been tough. We've been isolated, we've been quarantined, we haven't been able to socialize with our friends, nor have we been able to come together as organizations, as boards, as teams, to really talk about the work that we do, the work that is so important to us, and the challenges we face. Instead, we've been talking to each other over a computer screen of little boxes, and that's how we've been communicating. And I know all of us are yearning to reconnect with each other personally. If you've been to an in-person meeting, you know the joy of how fun it has been to really reconnect with people once again. These are the things that we've missed, and these are the things we are looking forward to do once again. So there is a huge tendency to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But I'm here to say, don't do that. I'm here to say that there have been a lot of good things that have come about with Zoom. Zoom is a real alternative to working. It's a real supplement. It can really augment the meetings that you have. And here are some of my observations. As I have been doing many Zoom retreats, I've been facilitating Zoom sessions, I've been carrying out Zoom receptions. And here's what I noticed and why I don't think you should throw the baby out with the bathwater. Number one, people are generally showing up on time. I know when there'd be an in-person meeting or retreat, it would be about 10 minutes before people really got settled. And if there was coffee and donuts, make that more like 15 or 20 minutes. Here, people come and usually show up early or at most 2 minutes late. Ironically, that 2 minutes late seems like forever, but people are generally on time, and that's a really good thing because all of us are busy, and being able to respect our time and showing up on time is a really great way to begin a meeting. The second thing I've noticed are people are coming generally prepared for the meetings. I know a lot of people, a lot of your organizations, you send out pre-read materials before the board meeting. I know when I'm facilitating sessions, I'm sending out reading material in advance, and people have read it. People are coming prepared to the meeting, knowing what's going on. I kind of think that instead of spending that time in the car driving to the meeting, a lot of people are taking that same time and actually reading the materials and being prepared for the meeting. The other thing I've noticed is that more gets done in a shorter period of time. Number one, showing up on time. Number two, being prepared and then getting right into the meeting. There isn't the idle chit-chat or the sidebar conversations or the jokes being thrown out in the same way that there are in regular meetings. So the work actually gets done much more effectively. And the breakout groups are awesome. I always like to joke and laugh with the teams I'm meeting with that breakout groups are a little like time travel. You know, all of a sudden we're all dispersed, and then you're in another room where you're starting to talk, and then all of a sudden you all come back. And I don't know what your experience is, but I have found that the groups who come back together are often laughing and giggling because the experience is just kind of unique. I also think that the conversations in the breakout group are terrific. And I asked a couple of groups, why is this so? And I love what one board member said to me. Well, Sharon, we know we only have 10 or 15 minutes to get the work done, so we get right down to work. That is an important thing that I notice because when I facilitate in-person retreats, well, here's how it usually goes. People kind of slowly walk to their rooms. They'll stop and have sidebar conversations with each other. Gotta stop and have another cup of coffee, you know, or if lunch is served, you're going to go back for maybe those cookies or desserts. So people don't gather in the breakout groups. until well into the breakout group, should be halfway done. And then there's a lot of sidebar conversations going on in the breakout groups. That doesn't happen in a Zoom breakout group. Groups get right to work, they have the conversations, they take down the notes, and they come back ready to be prepared and to discuss. And the discussions are robust. I'm finding really terrific feedback and participation in the discussions. But there's another lesson to be learned here, and that is it requires good facilitation skills. So in your Zoom meetings, if you are leading them, hone up on your facilitation skills. Recognize that people aren't going to automatically speak, but you have to call them out. You have to ask people their opinion. You know, you have to say something like, John, I know you had some thoughts on this. How do you feel about the direction this is going? You need to facilitate and ask people and invite people to participate. It's not putting them on the spot. Rather, it's an invitation to share views, to share concerns, to share ideas. The other thing is the outputs are better. I've been doing a lot of strategic planning via retreats. And I have to tell you, the information that's coming from those participating in the meetings is really terrific. So it's a matter of robust discussions, it's a matter of good breakout groups, and at the end of the day, we're getting really good outputs, really good information. It's also important to read body language. I've heard a lot of people say, well, you know, you can't read the body language. Of course you can. If I'm leaning in like this, I'm interested. If I'm moving back and looking away, I'm not. If I'm down here multitasking, you don't have my attention. But if you're engaging me and can read my body language, then you can help facilitate that situation. So you absolutely can read body language. It's just a little different than we've been used to doing in person. Look, in person is still needed. We still need to feel those moments of sharing an experience, of having discussions one-on-one. These experiences are vital, you know, and they're what help us get to those kumbaya moments that we might have. So we still need to do in person, but we might think of a different hybrid approach. For example, if your board meets 10 times a year, maybe you have 2 or 4 in-person meetings and the other meetings are via Zoom. When I'm doing strategic planning these days, I'm kind of doing the pre-work via Zoom, and then the final meeting in person where we can all share the experience. What we've learned is that there are a lot of new opportunities relative to how we work, and we need to take advantage of these opportunities because they provide us new ways of thinking, new models of functioning, and new means of gathering people together, gathering thoughts together, and really helping us to propel and catalyze our organizations for a brand new future. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed today's 10 minutes, and I hope you learned something from today's module. I thank you for taking this time to be with me, and thank you for building a better world. See you next time.